Hello, Michael Whitley, Director of Development at the St. Louis Community Foundation, and it's an exciting time of year. It's Give STL Day, and I'm excited today because I have the pleasure of having a conversation. I wouldn't even call it an interview, a conversation with Annissa McCaskill, because the work that she has done and continues to do for a mighty cause that's been much needed since 2014. So, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day. I'm happy to be here with you.
You're fighting the good fight.
Fighting the good fight, unflinching.
Yes. Unflinching. I love it. So let's get right to it. Forward Through Ferguson, and the work that has been done since 2014, right? Give me the mission of your organization.
So we actually were founded in 2015 as a response to the work of the Ferguson Commission to serve as an intermediary organization. So we convene, we do data reports, we offer representation in terms of policy recommendations, as well as offer different trainings to community so that they really understand the systems that are in place that are affecting them day in and day out. So 4 pillars, right? Of course, racial equity, youth at the center, justice for all, and an opportunity to thrive.
Mm-hmm. Much needed given what happened in 2014, what spawned into 2015.
And what is still happening now.
Yes, that's a great segue. What is a challenge or need in our community that your organization is working to address? Or needs?
I think still the discussion of policy and systems and the need for systems change. What we're all going through right now is system failure, right? So everyone is complaining about programs that are going away, but what they don't understand is that there are policies and structures that have caused those programs to fail, and now it's impacting all of us. So what would happen if we all had a better understanding of that? What would happen if we had the policy recommendations and the ability to self-advocate for the changes that we want to see? And that's something that we can help with through narrative, through trainings, as well as through different convenings like the Racial Equity Summit that we had last year.
Got it. And that's a great point. Can you share a quick story or an example of the impact that your organization is having on the community with some of the efforts that you have going forward?
I think some of the things that people know us for is the equity indicators, which was being used by St. Louis City, as well as different academics, as well as different people utilizing policy to gauge where we were on an equity scale in the city of St. Louis, as well as the St. Louis region.
Yes.
The Racial Equity Summit is something everyone looks forward to. We just had our 4th iteration of it. And it is a convening that allows people to come together to identify, strategize, convene, and then go forward with possibly some new allies in their fight and in their struggle to change what is making St. Louis not what it has the ability and possibly the desire to be.
Powerful, powerful. What does Give STL Day mean to you, your organization? What does the funding mean to secure more for your mission?
I think that we know that organizations like mine are at a critical juncture right now. The funding, whether it's through programming, foundational, is just not as it had been. So Give STL gives us the ability to have unallocated funding, general operating funds that allow us to keep the lights on, have a staff, be able to create regardless of whatever the political pressures might be. And by not having to dive into how someone may feel or who may or may not like what we have to say, we're able to truly be an intermediary to hold institutions accountable, as well as be there for the community who may not have necessarily the funds or the resources to fund some of our work.
That's super important. You talk about accountability, and then I'll get to our last question here. Talk a little bit more about that, about the accountability piece, the equity piece, and marrying those together, the fight that you're in, unflinching. Why is that important for a donor to support your work?
It's very interesting that most people don't realize we are dead in the center, right? So we sit in some seats where we have the ability to speak truth to power, and that includes accountability and to provide policy recommendations, as well as, if necessary, motivate and activate community with the information that they need to challenge authority on their own. So by being an intermediary, we are the bridge between those who sometimes feel that they have no power and those who have all the power. And when necessary, we sit at that table, but the goal is to be able to bring the two together.
Wow. I got chills just listening to what you're saying. Last piece, look into this camera right here. And for someone watching today, what would you want them to know about supporting your organization at Forward Through Ferguson?
We are here. We have been here now for 10 years. We want to be here for another 10 years. The goal is for, at one point, our work to no longer be necessary. But in the meantime, it is necessary, and your support gives us the ability to keep up the good fight, to remain unflinching, and to be here as long as St. Louis and the region needs us.
Well, Annissa, it's been a pleasure having a conversation with you. I told you it would not feel like an interview. I would talk more. I would love to, but thank you so much for your work. Continue to fight the good fight. Okay?
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.